From the moment Emeka Egbuka stepped onto a football field, it was obvious he was built for impact. When he made the jump from college football to the NFL, that impact became impossible to ignore. When the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected him with the 19th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, some wondered why they added another receiver with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin already on the roster. Week 1 showed why. With Godwin out, the Buccaneers were in Atlanta, down by 3 with less than a minute left. Baker Mayfield dropped back and found Egbuka in the end zone for a 21-yard game-winning touchdown. In his very first NFL game, the rookie delivered the biggest play of the night. That pick no longer looked like a luxury. It looked like Tampa Bay's smartest move. In this video, we explore how Emeka Egbuka rose from becoming Ohio State's all-time receptions leader to emerging as one of the most impressive rookies in the NFL. The foundation, Ohio State legacy. To understand Emeka Egbuka's early success in the NFL, you have to go back to Columbus, Ohio. When he enrolled at Ohio State in January 2021, he arrived as the #1 ranked wide receiver in his class. He was a consensus 5-star recruit, the Washington State Gatorade Player of the Year, and a multi-sport athlete with elite physical ability and an advanced feel for the game. What truly set him apart, though, was his development under Brian Hartline, one of the most respected wide receiver coaches in college football. At Ohio State, Egbuka did far more than catch passes. He learned the fine details of route running, spacing, leverage, and timing at a level few college players ever reach. Over 4 seasons with the Buckeyes, his production told the story of consistent excellence. He finished his career with 205 receptions, the most in Ohio State history. That is more than David Boston, more than Terry McLaurin, and more than any receiver to come through a program widely regarded as wide receiver university. His 2,868 receiving yards rank 2nd all-time, and his 24 touchdowns place him 7th. He did not just accumulate numbers, he earned them with precision and reliability, in both. 2022 and 2024, he recorded more than 1,000 receiving yards, becoming only the 2nd player in school history to post multiple 1,000-yard seasons, joining Marvin Harrison Jr. His breakout year in 2022 showed exactly what he was capable of. He recorded 74 receptions for 1,151 yards and 10 touchdowns, finished 9th in the nation in receiving yards, and became a finalist for the Paul Hornung Award. In 8 games against ranked opponents, he delivered 51 receptions for 610 yards. When the competition was strongest, he performed at his best. The following year brought adversity. An ankle injury required surgery and sidelined him for 3 games. Many analysts believed he could still enter the draft early and be selected in the 1st round, but Egbuka wanted more from his college career. He had never beaten Michigan, never won a Big Ten championship, and never played for a national title. So he returned for his senior season in 2024, and he made it count. He led the team with 81 receptions for 1,011 yards and 10 touchdowns, helped Ohio State win the College Football Playoff National Championship, served as a team captain, and earned his degree in marketing. When he finally declared for the draft, he left Ohio State as the school's all-time leader in receptions and one of the most complete wide receivers the program had ever produced. He arrived in the NFL not as a project, but as a polished player ready for the next level. The scouting report, what makes him special? NFL scouts believed Emeka Egbuka was one of the most polished receivers in the 2025 draft class, and the more you study his game, the easier it becomes to understand why. His tape shows a player who never relied solely on speed, even though a 4.45 40 is more than adequate. What truly stands out is how refined he is as a route runner. Egbuka creates separation with timing, footwork, and precision. He changes tempo with purpose, uses his eyes and body to move defenders, and makes every cut sharp and efficient. That level of detail is the product of years of development at Ohio State under Brian Hartline, a coach known for producing some of the most complete receivers in the country. On the field, Egbuka plays with a natural smoothness that makes difficult things look routine. His experience as a punt returner shows in the way he understands space after the catch. He glides through traffic without losing control, absorbing contact and regaining his stride with ease. His hands are another defining strength. He catches confidently away from his body, tracks the ball naturally over his shoulder, and consistently wins in contested moments. Even when he didn't have much separation, you could trust him to finish the play. Mentally, he arrived arrived with an understanding of defenses that is rare for a young receiver. He identifies zone voids, adjusts mid-route based on leverage, and knows when to settle, when to accelerate, and when to break off a pattern to help his quarterback. Those instincts usually take years to build in the NFL, but Egbuka entered the league with them already developed. That is why comparisons to players like Jackson Smith-Njigba and Amon-Ra St. Brown surfaced throughout the draft process. These receivers are valued not only for their production, but for their reliability, technical detail, and ability to deliver when an offense needs a first down. Egbuka fits that mold perfectly. There were still questions during the draft process. Egbuka played most of his snaps from the slot, and some wondered whether he would be limited there at the next level. He didn't have overwhelming top-end speed, and he wasn't built like a traditional outside X receiver. But in today's NFL, the slot has become a central part of modern offenses. A player who can dominate inside, move outside when needed, and maintain timing with his quarterback brings tremendous value, NFL debut, and immediate impact. Egbuka's transition to the NFL has been nothing short of remarkable, and calling his start an immediate impact still feels modest when you consider how seamlessly he has stepped into the professional game. His debut on September 7th, 2025 came under challenging circumstances for Tampa Bay, with multiple receivers sidelined and Mike Evans absorbing most of Atlanta's defensive attention. What followed felt like the origin story of a player determined to announce himself immediately. His 4 receptions, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns told only part of the story. The real moment came in the final minute with the Buccaneers trailing, when Baker Mayfield trusted the rookie to win a critical one-on-one matchup. Egbuka secured the 21-yard touchdown that lifted Tampa Bay to victory, placing himself in rare company as one of the only players since 1970 to deliver a game-winning touchdown in the final minute of their first career game. That dramatic beginning was not a one-off. His touchdown against Houston in Week 2 and his stunning one-handed catch over Sauce Gardner in Week 3 showed that his debut was only the first chapter. By the time Tampa Bay reached Seattle in Week 5, Egbuka delivered a performance that many viewed as his true arrival. His 163 yards, 7 catches, and series of clutch plays in a high-scoring shootout revealed a receiver who was not simply adjusting to the speed of the NFL, but thriving within it. Baker Mayfield later described him as one of one, and the league soon followed with formal recognition when Egbuka was named Offensive Rookie of the Month for September. What makes his early production extraordinary is not just the numbers, it is the way he carries the habits and techniques that defined him at Ohio State into a much more demanding environment. At the heart of his success is the precision of his route running. The detailed craftsmanship he learned under Brian Hartline has translated seamlessly. NFL defenders are quicker, more physical, and far more disciplined than college corners, yet Egbuka still finds separation by manipulating leverage, changing tempo, and attacking space with purpose. His routes are built on economy rather than excess, with sharp breaks, disciplined footwork, and calculated body control. He wins not because he is the fastest player on the field, but because he consistently keeps defenders guessing. Tampa Bay's offense has amplified this strength. Liam Cohen's system relies heavily on timing and rhythm, and Egbuka thrives in that structure. He runs routes to exact depths, arrives in windows precisely when the play design requires it, and brings a level of reliability that quarterbacks instantly appreciate. Mayfield, who values trust above all else in his receivers, connected with Egbuka during training camp and recognized that this was a rookie who already played with the awareness of a veteran. That chemistry has become most visible in crucial moments, particularly on third downs, where Egbuka excels at finding soft spots in zone coverage, settling into open grass, and giving Mayfield a comfortable outlet when the play tightens. Another part of his rise comes from the intelligence and versatility he brings to the offense. Learning an NFL playbook is notoriously difficult, yet Egbuka processed it quickly enough to play all 3 receiver spots within weeks. Todd Bowles praised his ability to move fluidly across alignments, and that adaptability became essential when injuries struck Tampa Bay's receiving core. Instead of being a slot-only contributor as many predicted, he stepped outside, expanded his responsibilities, and delivered at every position the coaching staff asked him to play. Physical toughness also separates him. At 6 feet 1 inch and just over 200 pounds, he plays with a strength that belies his frame. He works confidently over the middle, embraces contact, blocks with effort and intent, and consistently fights for additional yardage. These qualities reflect the same maturity that helped him graduate from Ohio State in 3 years while serving as a team captain. Coaches often say that professionalism cannot be taught. Egbuka arrived with it. Analysts often compared him before the draft to Amon-Ra St. Brown because of his steady production, attention to detail, and refusal to take plays off. That comparison grows more accurate with each passing week. Like St. Brown, he may not always be the most explosive athlete on the field, but he delivers every element an offense needs: reliability, intelligence, toughness, and an unshakable commitment to doing the small things well. Those traits, combined with technique-driven route running, give his game a longevity that speed-dependent players often lack. Receivers who succeed through precision and vision, such as Keenan Allen or Cooper Kupp, tend to age gracefully, and Egbuka appears to be built in that mold. The translation: why his game works. Egbuka's seamless transition from college football to the NFL comes from a combination of skills that were already polished long before he stepped onto a professional field. His game begins with route running, because that is the foundation of everything he does. The precision that scouts admired at Ohio State has carried over effortlessly. NFL defensive backs are faster and more disciplined, yet Egbuka continues to create separation through craft rather than pure speed. He reads leverage, controls tempo, shifts his weight at just the right moment, and opens clean throwing windows with carefully planned footwork. This is a receiver who wins by thinking through each route, not just running it. Tampa Bay's offensive system under coordinator Liam Cohen has fit him perfectly. The timing and rhythm required in their passing game match Egbuka's natural strengths. He reaches the correct depth, arrives at the right spot, and presents himself to the quarterback exactly when the play design calls for it. That level of reliability builds trust quickly, especially with a veteran like Baker Mayfield who depends on receivers who can keep the offense on schedule. His football intelligence has also accelerated his rise. Most rookies need time to understand the complexities of an NFL playbook, but Egbuka handled those demands with maturity. His coaches noticed it immediately. Todd Bowles pointed out that he could line up at any receiver position and approach the game like one of the smartest players on the field. That versatility proved invaluable when injuries hit Tampa Bay's receiving core. Instead of being restricted to the slot, he moved outside, learned the full route tree, and executed both roles at a high level, which is uncommon for a first-year player. Another key factor has been his connection with Baker Mayfield. Their chemistry developed quickly during training camp, long before the season even started. By week 1, Mayfield already trusted him in critical moments. That trust shows on third downs, where Egbuka consistently finds soft spots in coverage, settles into open windows, and becomes an easy outlet for his quarterback. It mirrors the role he played at Ohio State, only now he is doing it against the best defenders in the world. His physical toughness has been just as important. At 205 pounds, he plays with the strength of a much larger receiver. He is fearless over the middle, committed to blocking in the run game, and determined to fight through contact for every extra yard. Those traits speak to his mindset as much as his athletic ability. Coaches love players who bring that kind of effort and reliability, and teammates respond to it as well. Egbuka's maturity ties everything together. He is not just talented, he is prepared. He graduated from Ohio State in 3 years while serving as a team captain, and he carries that level of discipline into his professional routine. His preparation, study habits, and attention to detail reflect a player who treats his career seriously and approaches each week with intent. All of this explains why comparisons to Amon-Ra St. Brown have grown stronger as the season has unfolded. Egbuka may not be the flashiest receiver on the field, but he is consistently productive, dependable, and quarterback friendly. He fits into a system without needing plays designed specifically for him, and he elevates the offense simply by doing his job at a high level every single snap. Looking forward, the future in Tampa Bay. As impressive as Egbuka's start has been, it still feels like the opening chapter of what could become a long and successful NFL career. His impact in Tampa Bay has come quickly, but the sense around the team is that he is only scratching the surface. The immediate future already looks promising. Once Chris Godwin returns to full health, the Buccaneers will line up with one of the most dangerous receiving trios in the league. Mike Evans continues to draw the attention of every defensive coordinator. Godwin remains one of the best middle-of-the-field route technicians in football, and Egbuka has shown he can line up anywhere and stay productive. The combination creates a matchup problem that few teams are equipped to solve. There is also a larger story unfolding. Evans is now 32 and has absorbed years of physical punishment. Godwin is 30 and working his way back from a difficult ankle injury. Both are still elite players, but time eventually asks every veteran to slow down. Tampa Bay did not select Egbuka simply to make an immediate splash. They drafted him with the hope that he would one day carry the torch for the offense. Through 10 weeks, it feels as if that future has already begun to take shape. Egbuka arrived with solid expectations, but he has surpassed most of them with his polish and consistency. It is not unreasonable to imagine him becoming a perennial 1,000-yard receiver. His early production suggests he has the makings of a Pro Bowl caliber player, and with each passing week, it becomes easier to picture him evolving into Tampa Bay's eventual #1 option. He is only 23 years old, which means he has years of development ahead of him. With more strength, more experience, and a deeper understanding of NFL coverages, his game will continue to expand. As his chemistry with Baker Mayfield grows, their connection will become even more dangerous. The idea that his best football is still ahead of him should concern every defense on Tampa Bay's schedule. The Buccaneers' decision to select him with the 19th pick looks more impressive every week. They targeted a dependable, high IQ player who could contribute immediately and elevate the offense long term. They bet on precision over flash, and that choice is paying off. Emeka Egbuka has gone from college standout to immediate NFL difference maker, proving his game thrives at the highest level. His precision, reliability, and versatility have transformed Tampa Bay's offense and silenced any doubts about his selection. 10 games in, he has already become a cornerstone of the Buccaneers' success. And if this is only the beginning, the league has a serious task on its hands. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out more NFL content right here on the channel. Thanks for watching.